Hello, and welcome to Huskie Hub Essentials training. In this training, we'll cover some essential functions for every student organization officer to know in order to be successful as a student organization. To start, when you first go into Huskie Hub, you'll be brought into the community feed area. In this area, you'll find updates for general students, but also for student organizations. This can include service opportunities that we are listing specifically, or it could also include important updates for student organizations to know. Keep an eye out for other opportunities as they get listed in the community feed. The next section that you'll find is when you click on your student organization, the dashboard for officers. As an officer, you are brought to the dashboard, and this is where you'll be able to do these essential functions. In order to get started, you'll click on Officers. In the Officers tab, this is where you'll find all of your currently listed officers for your organization. If you need to remove an officer because they are outdated, you can do so by using the delete button. And additionally, if you need to add an officer, you can click the Add Officer button and type out their name and click on Add. Please know it's important to keep your officers up to date so we're contacting the correct officers for your organization. The next section I'll show you is members. The members is your roster for your organization. Please note this is your official roster with the university. If you have a separate tool that keeps track of your membership, please make sure that you're updating Huskie Hub's roster as well, as that is the official record with NIU. To add members, you click on Add Member and type out their name and click on Add. If you have their ZID emails, you can also paste a list with their ZIDs right here and search. And once you have searched them, they'll come up to be added. The next section I will show you is the events section. In the event section, this is how you will request your event to be approved and also how to start the process to request a room for your event. In this section, you'll go ahead and click on Create Event and then click on Student Organization Events. From here, you'll fill out all of the required pieces of information such as the name, description, event type, and the date, time, and location. Make sure that you are being descriptive in your description so that we can help make sure that we are getting your event the right resources it might need. The next piece is the date and time and making sure that you have the accurate date and time. Please note that events must be submitted at least 2 weeks or 14 days in advance of your event. The platform will not allow for you to submit your event under that 14 days. If you have reoccurring events or meetings, you can also use the reoccurring events settings in order to pick multiple days so long as it is the same time for those dates. For the location, you'll add in the building name and only the building name. Please note that there will be a time later on to pick a specific room number. If you would like everyone to register to your event, you can click on Everyone. Otherwise, if you'd only like students, faculty, or staff to register to your event, you click on Northern Illinois University, Huskie Hub users only. Same thing with who can see your event, with everyone or logged on users only. Please note there are other options that you can use for your registration and being able to see the event as well. If you are checking people in, you can leave this section as it already is, so long as it is not a paid event. If you are using university tickets for your event, please click on No and then add the link. If you do not already have the link, you can go back into your event later on and add the link at a later date. Once you've selected all of the required information, you can then click on Create Event and proceed to Approval Form. In that form, you'll be asked other required questions so that we can make sure that we are supporting your event as best as we possibly can. The last section I will show you is the money section. This is where all of the funding opportunities for student organizations is listed. If you received an annual budget for the following year, you'll see your total right here. If you do not receive annual funding, you'll see a zero balance as is shown here. To use your annual budget, you'll click on the Payment Budget Request button and then click on Annual Budget. From there, you'll fill out the required information and go through the process until you submit the form. We also have two other different types of funding that are available to student organizations. The first one is supplemental funding, which supplements any other funding you do or do not have. The second is executive allocation, which is to help fund larger type of events or initiatives that are partnered with multiple organizations and or departments. The process to request these two are very similar by clicking on the type of funding you are requesting and then clicking on Create Budget Request. Please note the purchasing guidelines for your request and make sure that you are within those guidelines. Once you fill out all of the information, you'll click on to Next and then finish out the form for that. Please note that supplemental funding does require an advisor to approve as a part of the STEP process. If you have questions about Huskie Hub or other functions within it as well, you can also reach out to us at studentinvolvement@niu.edu. Thank you, and go Huskies.